Hello everyone, Tim here. This video, I want to go over my new portfolio that came in. I'm going to show you my autographed movie poster collection because I'm going to take it out of my flat file and put it into this portfolio so I can kind of separate it from all the rest of the posters. You might remember if you saw my last video where I showed about that coming in the mail, and inside of that was these, which are all of the individual sheets, and then this thing right here, which opens up to be this big. This is a size of 27 by 41, so it'll fit all standard size movie posters. Probably seen in prior videos, I have a flat file with a nice broken handle, but inside here is where I keep all of my movie posters, and some are not signed, some are signed. I want to kind of separate them. So the signed stuff is all going to come out of here and shift into here. Don't get me wrong, I love my flat file. This thing is great. I mean, look how much storage it has. And, I have to close this first. But, look at this. Absolutely just jam-packed, full of posters, screen print posters, etc. That's an awesome Jaws one. But, yeah, this is a pain in the butt if I'm looking for an autographed one. So, hence, I'd like to separate autographs out into here. So now it's kind of time for the fun, start finding them and putting them in there. And just like that, got everything in here. We're going to be going through it, but just so you know, this is going to be the 27 by 40s and the 24 by 36s that are signed. I do have a bunch of other 24 by 36s in there. I took out the signed stuff, and my signed 18 by 24s are in those right there, and I've got stuff on the wall still. Like around the house, there'll be random 18 by 24s that are signed, or 24 by 36s that are signed. So this is what you're going to see in the portfolio. Is not everything, but it's a lot of it. And it's not going to be counting like 8 by 10s and stuff, which this stuff will be a separate video. I've got a lot with 8 by 10s and 11 by 14s. I'll cover those in another one. But to start this off, we've got Cillian Murphy here. I mean, freaking Oscar winner. Oppenheimer was a great movie. This was a send-in with Swai, I think is how you pronounce them. I did not meet him. I would love to meet him, but that was a sendaway. They're a really reputable company. I mean, I know it's legit. There's pictures of him doing the signings and stuff, but no, I didn't meet him. These, on the other hand, all me. We've got Susan Sarandon and Gina Davis over there. I got to meet them at, I can't remember which con it was. 90s con, actually, I think it was. So I met them, and then I love Christine. So that is a fair amount of the Christine cast and Carpenter. So this is a heck of a double right here. So Evil Dead, I got most of this signed many years ago. This is the entire core cast and Raimi. That is most of the people I could really get on it. I could get, say, like Ted Raimi and some other people that kind of helped. They were on screen for special effects and costumes, and behind the scenes they helped. But core movie wise, that's everyone. And then love Halloween 3. We've got Atkins, we got Stacey Nelkin, we got Carpenter. Yes, I know Carpenter didn't direct it, but he did the score, and the score is freaking phenomenal in that. So I'd love to at some point add Alan Hallworth, and I'd love to add Tommy Lee Wallace at some point, but love those two. This one, so I'll start over here. We've got Charmed. These were all obtained in person, all around the same time. We got 2 of the 3 sisters on here. We have an autograph now of Shannon. We never got to meet her in person. There was a con we were intended to go to. It was literally one of her last cons before she passed, and we didn't end up going. She passed. We'll never complete that, but we got Alyssa Milano, Holly Marie Combs, and Brian Krause there that played Leo, so it's as complete as it's going to get. And then we got David Cronenberg there for the Shrouds. That's a really sick poster, and I love his autograph. That looks awesome. Here, you're going to see a lot of Bruce Campbell popping up, but Ash vs. Evil Dead, got Bruce to sign that many years ago. Kind of cool how he put the little, like, as if the chainsaw's going. And that is for Erica Eleniak. She was the lead woman in Under Siege. Under Siege is a freaking great 90s action movie. Love that one. So, yeah, that'd be awesome to add, like, Tommy Lee Jones to it, but that ain't happening. These are going to be a mix of send away and in person. Anthony Hopkins, that was a sendaway. No, I didn't meet Anthony Hopkins. I would freaking love to have met Anthony Hopkins. But signature looks awesome. That is, I couldn't pass up the opportunity. It's a legend like Anthony Hopkins. So that's great. And that is for Kane Hodder. That was an in-person signature. He's really cool. I did also leave some in here that I intend to get autographed and autographed relatively soon. We're working on a Psych poster that is signed by just almost the whole cast. Christy Swanson played the wife of one of the lead characters in the show. She was in a little chunk of it, so I want to get her on Psych, but also would love to get her on Buffy because I love Buffy. So the intent is it's here because I will get it signed. And then right there is Chris Evans for Sunshine, which if I could add Cillian Murphy again to something, it would be that. This is going to be another example of that. I've got an X-Files here. So there is Monster Mania coming up quite soon, next month. That is going to have a fair chunk of X-Files cast, including Gillian Anderson. Goal, getting that at least some signatures on there. So that's why that's in there. And then right there, we've got Kate Siegel and Mike Flanagan for Oculus. And that's a great movie. That is one of my favorite Mike Flanagan movies. These are all in-persons. We met Chris Evans at New York Comic Con. That is McKenna Grace. We met her Monster Mania, I think it was. And then I just met William Sadler like only a couple of weeks ago. I love Demon Knight. April's super happy on this one. She loves the show Million Little Things. Because we were already getting Psych stuff, it worked out where she was able to get right there for James Roday. And we were already getting Grimm signed as well. So, like, because we were getting these people for other stuff, we just added them to Million Little Things. And if she could get more people on there, like, we might be able to get Grace Park at some point. Possible. And then over on this, we have Ty West. Because Ty West is awesome. Innkeepers is awesome. And I freaking love Innkeepers. So this one, I got this signed many, many years ago. Robert Englund does not do the sketches as often as he used to. This was well over 10 years ago I got this signed. But Robert Englund right there, Tuesday Night there. I love Nightmare on Elm Street 4. It's a damn good movie. And then Casper, we've bought this with the intention of getting Christina Ricci, and then she backed out of the con. I still have hopes I could get Ricci, but I could also get Devin, who played the real-life boy version of Casper. We did meet him in the past, though, and we got that signed. So this side is going to be Tom Welling for The Fog. I know The Fog is not... This remake is not good. But there was different people I could get for it, and things kind of fell apart. But I'm happy I got this because of the story for it. Tom Welling hates this movie. And his reaction to us pulling out the poster, he's like, oh no, not The Fog. And he told us about how bad everything about it is. Very funny story. Worth getting that signed. That was a purchase online, reputable source, but I did not get Pine and Elizabeth Banks in person. Wish I did, but that's who it is. Chris Pine, Elizabeth Banks. These, however, are in-persons. When I met Raimi, we got Spider-Man 2. That was awesome. What's cool is I had a good Spider-Man poster to get signed. He would not sign any of the Spider-Man 1 posters that had the Twin Towers in them, which was interesting because some people had them and they just couldn't get them signed. And then right there, we've got some of the Evil Dead people, like Fede Alvarez, which is awesome. I got Jane Levy. So super happy with both of those, really. So we got an original one sheet for Summer Rental. This is signed by Joey Lawrence and Carrie Green. Not too many people I can get from this movie, but I love Summer Rental. So I love that. I love that I got a couple of people from it. And then over here, I just recently got this signed. This is a 24 by 36 screen print, but that's going to have 3 people from Cabin in the Woods. I'll keep trying to work on that one, but it's awesome. I got 3 of the people. This side, I have Lee Winnell for Invisible Man. And over here is going to be a bunch of Weasleys. So we're going to have Bonnie Wright and the Phelps brothers. So try to add to this if we can in the future. Over here, this is signed by the person who voiced Fievel for American Tail. But we will also, Steel City Con coming up, we'll have Don Bluth there. So we're getting Don Bluth on there, which is amazing. And then that one is Peter Weller. Peter Weller was an absolute freaking grouch, not fun to meet, wouldn't pay to meet him again, but I got him on RoboCop. Over here is a print for Lord of the Rings signed by a lot of the major people. Liv Tyler, Orlando Bloom, Andy Serkis, Jonathan Rhys-Davies, Sean Astin, Ian McKellen up there. And next year, Philadelphia Comic-Con, we're going to be able to get the rest of the Hobbits. Elijah is one of the headliners, so this is filling out pretty good. And then this over here has Heather Langenkamp on it, because Nightmare is awesome. I'm going to have one more on the opposite side of there, but right here, another Bruce Campbell, Evil Dead 2. Love that print. And last one in here is Florida Project, Sean Baker right there. I love Florida Project. Phenomenal movie. So that's it for the most part. That is a lot of the signed posters. Good chunk of them in there. There's so many more when it comes to like 8x10s, 11x14s, 11x17s, the smaller size stuff. That'd have to be a separate video. But this was just for the posters. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully this gave a little bit of information if you have this type of stuff. These portfolios, flat files, stuff like that helps a lot when it comes to the storage of it. But that's all I have. Let me know your thoughts on any of this. If you have any questions, let me know. And see you in the next one.